Hey everybody, welcome to Unscripted Gaming. We got ourselves a special type of episode going on for you today. Josh, what are we doing today?
Well, I played some Super Metroid.
Did you?
I did. And then I also, while I was playing that Super Metroid, I happened to be running some recording software. And if anybody's watching the video right now, they'll be seeing some Super Metroid going on.
God damn that opening.
Right? It gets me every time. You know, I've played this game 1,000 times, but here's me messing up in the menus because I was being indecisive for whatever reason.
How do you... Alright,
I
yeah.
don't know. I had I had 2 foot slots, and I'm like, oh, look, wait, does he get it? Does he figure it out? Oh, there he clears it.
And this is why it's called Unscripted, because I'm not going to edit that.
I thought about cutting it out too, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to send it to Stan this way, and we'll see what happens.
You're an ass.
I know. Me adjusting my controller settings.
So, for everyone watching out there, you're probably noticing we don't do Let's Plays on this channel. And I'm not saying we...
Is in captivity.
Let me let this guy talk for a second here.
You picked a really bad time to talk, Stan.
I'm sorry. Samus
is talking now.
Yeah, for those that play other Am and say she never had a voice, fuck you, that was her voice.
Well, not that part, but, you know. Well, maybe. I don't,
That was supposed to be her talking.
Oh, look at her murdering Mother Brain.
Mm-hmm. Alright, back to what I was saying. We don't do Let's Plays on Unscripted Gaming. We can, but we still want to talk about what our thoughts on video games, video game industry, and video game culture, and the like. But we're going to go ahead and have this game playing in the background, because I was one day at work, and I had like a Let's Play going in the background of Super Metroid, and I was like, you know what? I like Metroid, Josh likes Metroid, why don't we just talk over a Metroid video while we go ahead and get our thoughts out there, because one, it'll give us a shitload of stuff to talk about, because fucking Metroid is awesome, and two, Metroid. Moving on.
That was eloquent, Stan, let me just say.
Where did her armor and weapons go? Why was she in the basic power suit again? In Metroid 2, she had the Various suit at minimum. I think that's a requirement in Metroid 2 to get the Various suit.
As far as I know, did you know that in Metroid 2, that was when they introduced the bigger shoulder pads on the Various suit?
Yes, and that was to differentiate her having the Various suit versus the Power suit, because the Game Boy didn't have color. Yes,
exactly.
I did know that. Yep. I may not have beaten every single Metroid game, but I am a fan. I am a gigantic fan.
Yep.
For instance, Metroid Pinball can go to hell. I don't care. Metroid the Hunters, fuck you. I'm not hand cramping that game.
You know what? It gets a lot of hate. I didn't hate Metroid Prime Hunters. It wasn't great, but I didn't hate it.
You know why I hated it? Because it is... You have to... It's kind of like why I hate Kid Icarus Uprising. I don't like breaking my hand to play your game. Oh, it starts.
Here we go. Now let me preface this by saying I am by no means a pro. I'm no means a speedrunner. I just like this game. I like to run it. I like to play it. I like to stream it, which you can check it out at twitch.tv/MetroidMan1352. Shameless plug.
I'm not shameless about that.
But I do occasionally stream this on there. But I just like to play it. So you'll see me mess up sometimes. There are some times where, for pointless reasons, I did things that I didn't do in practice, and I messed up, and I just said, you know what? This is unscripted gaming. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Well, record it, but live.
I see you're doing the damage trick.
Yep. It's the quickest way to get through that.
You know you can actually do enough damage to him where he drops the baby android. It is possible.
But I just like to get into it
fuck that noise.
Yeah. It just takes a while, and you've got to do a lot of dodging. It's just quicker to take some damage and get the F out.
Man, the music called Ridley's theme gets me every time.
How could you not? Gets you jazzed.
That's the one good thing Metroid Other M gave to us. Probably the best version of Ridley's theme ever.
Have you speaking of good Metroid music and whatnot, have you ever listened to, there are two really good fan recreations of stuff. One is called Harmony of Hunters. They have 2 different albums out, and it's a bunch of Metroid remixes, and they're phenomenal.
Is this on overclockedremix.com?
No, neither of the... Well, Harmony of Hunters might be on OCR. I don't know. We could probably...
Go ahead. I'm sorry. A Star Fox reference, Sector X.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We might be able to put like a link to these in the description at some point.
Absolutely,
But,
absolutely.
Harmony of Hunters and then Steamage, they do Metroid metal. So they're actually musicians and they actually play songs in a metal fashion. But both of those are phenomenal and definitely worth checking out. So speaking of good Metroid music.
Excellent. You know what? I am going to put those in the links for this video in the description box because I am all about supporting indie music makers, especially indie video game music makers. They hold a special place in my heart. I like that you did that. You did look left, look right, let's go.
Yep.
I'm curious if all speedrunners are like by requirement have to do that because it looks good. They're like, did you waste at least 2 frames looking left, looking right? What? No,
Yeah.
Illegitimate run.
You didn't look like rip run.
In a world where glitching the fuck out of this game is considered good play, not looking left, looking right, will automatically...
Right there, just so you know, I cursed very loudly because I did that part perfectly in practice, and then I messed up
Then you
when I
fucked
did
that
the
up.
recording. Yep.
Oh,
and
there
then
it is.
I cursed again.
Rip run.
Yep. If I was a speedrunner, I would have just restarted right there.
Oh! You did it! I know that had to be annoying.
It was.
When you duck down and it doesn't go down, you're like, well, there went like 5 seconds, I'm never getting back.
And again, that whole section in practice, when I practiced the day before just to like get the game under my hands again, because it's been a few months since I played, I did it perfectly. And then I go to record, and then that nonsense happens that you see before your eyes.
You go to record, fuck you. I can't believe
Yeah,
you wasted your time.
I see you seeing me, Mother Brain. Fuck you. That's
Is
all I
that
can
what it's
say.
supposed to be? Mother Brain security camera? That's why
Yeah,
it was,
pretty much.
It was.
You only see them twice, and they never activate again. But it's basically
Twice?
you get one in there, and then one in the missile room coming up.
Here?
No, the next one when you go up and go through the red door.
It's been so long since I played this game. Hey, like I said before at the very first episode, I never beat Ridley. When I was a kid, I borrowed this game, Josh's copy from him, however many years ago.
Man.
And yeah, I just could not get past Ridley. He kept kicking my ass, and the game was really good up until then. And I guess oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. Now I remember that.
And we will be back to this room later, seeing as there are items here that...
You could get the energy tank if you were good.
I'm not, though. I'm not. I can never get the timing on the jump right to get up there. So
I've seen one speedrun where someone did that. I'm like, oh, bullshit.
it'd be nice having that energy tank this early, but
Oh my
again,
gosh.
I am by no means a pro. I'm a casual player who just likes to get by.
The pros just really know how to break this game.
They do, and they know. I watch a lot of speedruns, and they have some crazy routes and crazy strategies that they use to get by.
Did you see there was apparently a Metroid speedrun? I don't want to call it a convention. It seems like just a day where they were like 4 of the top speedrunners were in a room just speedrunning this game.
No, but that sounds amazing.
It's good because they have a Twitch stream screen split going, and you can kind of observe how they're trying to attack the speedrun.
Yeah. Just so you know, I'm not gonna watch this part because it was excruciating.
Oh, I feel your pain.
And I think I'm also having some not especially at this part, but I'm having some the controller that I use. I think it's starting to go there. I've been less and less able to do wall jumps because normally I would just wall jump up this entire area, but I think I'm experiencing some controller issues. I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but it definitely plays a factor in a few certain parts. What's that? I use a
Your
Mad
Skype's
Cat's
cutting out, Josh.
Xbox controller.
Josh, your Skype's cutting out.
Oh, there we go. We're
There we
back.
go, it's better, yeah. But
But yeah, so the
I said you use an Xbox 360 controller, don't you?
I do, and I use a Mad Cat's one at that. So it's
Mad Catz makes quality stuff.
they do. I've had it for a while though, and I've beaten the hell out of it playing this and many other games. So
If you were a real pro, you'd have a controller dedicated to this game. I'm just fucking. With you. I could
I
never
would.
beat this game in 2 hours if my life depended on it. Anyways, we do like to actually talk about other things besides Metroid, so...
I mean, you do, maybe not me, but
Guilty.
no, it's but for real, I like to talk about other things too. I guess.
Oh, good. And with this, the game has officially begun.
Yes.
You need bombs, rockets, and morph ball. Otherwise, you're
Yep.
not Metroid.
Uh oh, the door's locked. What's going on?
We all know what's going on. It's like a 20-plus-year-old game. It's actually 21 years old. Nintendo did nothing for the 20th anniversary of Super Metroid.
I don't want to talk about it.
Can we just acknowledge that for a minute?
It was a highly upsetting thing.
1994, this game came out.
Indeed, it did.
Anyways, I have a topic here that I want to talk with you about.
Shoot.
I've heard this a lot on, ever since the Nintendo NX announcement, I hear this a lot on YouTube videos and commentators and some other journalists, what have you. Is handheld gaming dying? Your thoughts, go.
I think handheld gaming, as we know it, with a dedicated handheld platform, is shrinking and possibly dying. I don't think that handheld gaming. I mean, obviously, if you look at the mobile phone sector, obviously there's a need for,
I like how you said need.
There's a need for mobile games, but I think the dedicated hardware is going to be going away at some point. And we talked about this a little bit in the NX discussion, how I'd like to see the new Nintendo hardware be sort of a hybrid, both console and mobile platform. So I think it is evolving. I don't think it's dying.
I respect that opinion. I do. I don't have much of a comeback for that. So, besides, of course, the fact I don't think dedicated handheld gaming is going anywhere anytime soon. That's because the reason why I say that is because if you look at the sales of dedicated handheld gaming, once the sales decrease for, say, Nintendo products for dedicated handheld gaming, then I'll say, yeah, it's dying. But it's just not. We thought with the Nintendo 3DS that would be it. No one's buying it. But the reason why no one's buying it is because it was expensive and there wasn't many games to come out with it. Now that there are plenty of games with it, it's a no-brainer. Everyone has a 3DS, not necessarily the new 3DS, but a 3DS. So I don't know. I just don't see it going away still anytime soon. But yeah, I agree with what you said. It's probably going to evolve into something else sooner than later.
Yeah, and again, I would like to see some sort of hybrid device, just so I don't want to have to purchase two separate consoles. I would like to have one.
The PlayStation phone, anyone? They exist. It's just that they failed. They failed.
I think that's true, but I think if anybody can do it right, I think it's Nintendo.
If they're given a chance to do it and let's be honest, how many Sony handheld consoles have been, in a word, successful? At least successful in the United States. Especially if you're going to compare the sales to anything Nintendo comes out with as successful. I think it's because Nintendo just always releases a large, decent catalog of games along with their system. So yeah, give Nintendo a chance to go ahead and have their piece at it. I would love to see what they bring to the table. These guys. They start this
Yeah.
small.
They get a little heftier though.
They get a little up. Nice. Beautiful.
That's one that I learned that I could do, and I always made a thing to get. And then here's where I always forget that I need power bombs.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck you people and your wall jumping. I can never get that technique right. Yeah, I'm jealous.
I can get it right about like 60% of the time. Except for right there, I'm pretty good about that one particular pot, but I've been practicing that one.
Mm-hmm. And here, right here, charge beam, optional requirement, because here's where you get it.
Yep.
And I always thought it was kind of weird that the charge beam is optional. Yeah, granted, you don't need it, but if you're going to fight something like the likes of Ridley, either you bring a fuckload of missiles, or you have the charge beam, or that fight just became impossible.
Yep. Also, there's another item there eventually, but you have to have the power bomb, so.
Yeah. Are you just showing that you can do that?
Yeah. When I was recording this, there for a little while, I had a little internal debate on how I wanted to play it. If I wanted to play it as somebody who knows the game pretty well and skipping certain things, like map rooms, save rooms, or whatnot, or kind of showing things off. And I did a little hybrid of that. So I respect that. I did skip most map and save rooms. Like right here, you could actually go in that little ledge, roll through and find a save room, but I skipped that.
I noticed you're not using the charge beam screw attack.
I never do.
What? Why not? It's a screw attack.
I just never. I don't really charge that often.
Huh. Interesting. I find it interesting because, well, whenever I got the charge beam and I found out it became a screw attack type of thing, I was like, yeah, I'm all for it. Oh, you didn't even skip this boss. You went straight for it.
Yeah, if I were good enough to get super missiles early, I would skip this boss, but I'm not, because I can't Mach Ball, because I am a child.
Yeah, we're not going to show it off, obviously, with this video, but the Mach Ball is a very interesting technique where you get the button timing just right to maintain running speed while in Morph Ball form.
So there are a few key areas where that comes in handy, because there are falling platforms, but there's a blocking that comes in the way, and the only way to get through it is in the Morph Ball form.
It's mostly for sequence breaking. That's the only thing it's good for, otherwise it's just a glitch.
Pretty much.
Anyways, yeah, back to what
Also,
we talked about. I don't think
real quick,
is going anywhere.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll definitely be interesting to watch over the next few years what happens in that mobile space, especially seeing whenever we do finally see what Nintendo does. And I think whatever Nintendo does will be the new standard in mobile gaming.
You say that Nintendo hasn't set a standard for anything since.
I mean,
the Super Nintendo, honestly.
They're the standard in mobile gaming. I mean, Sony keeps throwing stuff at the wall.
Oh, you mean like handheld gaming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, handheld gaming. Because I mean, who else is really competitive in handheld gaming? I mean, Sony's really not. Yeah,
I mean, it depends on who you want to consider a competitor. So, Sony is just doing their thing, and I believe I read something before where they said they are not competing with Nintendo. Which, why would you? That good kill.
Thank you.
It's not worth trying to compete with Nintendo. Are you going to do the thing where you can shake off of him? Nah, you're not going to do it. If you wall jump off of him, his body just kind of shakes.
I did not do that, though. I moved on.
Yeah, respectable. The PSP Vita, I think it's an excellent device, but it's a little lacking in the game department. Also, it's got a lot of issues, personally speaking, in my opinion. Proprietary memory, which is required to play the game. So whatever price you're about to pay for the system itself, add another $30 to $40 just to get the memory card.
Which is ridiculous.
That will never, ever not be bullshit to me. What is with proprietary memory? Why bother? No one likes that.
What I don't understand, too, is why they've stuck with it. Like, they've been using it for a long time, and it's never really worked for them. It's always been a massive complaint, and yet they still do it.
At least Nintendo uses SD and mini SD cards.
Yeah.
Guys, that was my dog in the background. I set my glass on the table, and he thought it was the door knocking. Apologies. Hopefully you didn't hear it. You're about to come to the new bridge. Oh, wait.
Missile.
Did not know that was a thing.
Hey, Stan. There was a missile there.
Thank you.
No problem.
You ass.
I do what I do.
Like, how are you supposed to know that's there?
You try it. That's some of these things you're going to watch me do. You're going to be like, you pretty much have to either X-ray visor everything.
Yeah, fuck that.
Power bomb everything, or just get really lucky.
I think the last Metroid game I completed 100% new bridge was Zero Mission. I completed Metroid Zero Mission is the only Metroid game where I completed it 100% in under 3 hours. And I got the best ending. Huh?
Not bad at all.
Other than that, no, couldn't be bothered with the other ones. Metroid Fusion has you do a specific backtracking thing that I'm like, yeah, no.
Metroid Fusion had some problem with that.
There was a specific energy pickup you have to get in Fusion where you have to get it just right, do a shine spark just perfectly, and it's near the end of the game too. So at that point, it's always for me like, yeah, no, I'm not getting that. Never mind, not doing a 100% run. But I do love Fusion. I think that's the only Metroid game I've probably beaten 10 times.
It's a good one.
When I was a kid, I used to just beat it on the bus ride to and from school. On the way to school, like get about halfway through. On the way home, I'd finish it off. It's a really short one.
Yeah, it's one of those, if you know what you're doing, it does not take very long at all.
Dude, Zero Mission was a badass game. I loved it.
Zero Mission was good. I really enjoyed Zero Mission.
That's the new gold standard for Metroid 1. It's got some problems.
I would love to see Nintendo do something like that with Metroid 2.
Yeah, it's not happening.
I know. There is the fan game, another Metroid 2 remake in the works, and he's getting pretty close, but and it looks great. But you know, I would still love to see something like that done by Nintendo proper. But
last time I followed that, it was like in 2010, I think. I think you were visiting me in Florida when I lived there, and yeah, he said he was taking a break from it because he just had a baby or something like that.
He's been back on it. He's been updating every once in a while. He released a few demos. Looks good. Looks really good. I'm really excited to see the final product someday.
Maybe Nintendo should just support a full release of it. I mean, it's not like they're gonna do anything anytime soon.
One can hope.
You know they're not. I did not know you get the high jump boots this early in the game.
Yep, it's the because you need them to get to Kraid.
There's a lot of Let's Players I watch where they just skip them.
Yeah, well, that's because they're good at they can get
jump like a pro.
Yeah, they've got that jump down, so they can get to Kraid without it.
Yeah, the last Let's Player I watched, I'm gonna give him a shout out. Some call me Johnny. There you go. He's a huge Metroid fan, and he, if I'm not mistaken, skipped the wall jump boots, and I don't think he needed it. I could be mistaken. It's been a while since I've watched that.
I'm like 90% certain that in the proper routing for a 100% speed run, you do not get the high jump boots before going to Kraid.
Yeah, so it's probably what I'm thinking. You probably never get them unless you want to do a 100% run. Do you need the high jump boots for a 100% run?
For a 100% run, yes.
Okay. Okay, you probably got
getting
them.
everything, but There might be some cases where you don't get them.
How are you supposed to know? You know what? You probably should do all and it shows super missile, but how's a normal player supposed to? Never mind. You know what? I even beat Kraid, and I was a normal player without a guide or anything. So eventually, I somehow figure it out.
At this point, you've started to tinkering around with bombs, and you see those 3 blocks, and you're like, I'm gonna try and blow them with bombs, and you see this missile thing.
Yeah. That's one thing I love about this game.
We will be back. We will be back to this room later, by the way, when we have power bombs.
You're gonna say that a lot.
Yes, I will.
We're about half hour in, and you haven't killed Kraid and Ridley yet. Fail. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hey, I'm getting ready to.
There's Kraid. No, that's a nice.
That was easy.
That's a nice callback to Metroid 1 when you found the fake Kraid. Now that I've actually beaten Metroid 1 in the past 3 years, I understand that callback.
Yes.
Metroid 1's a bitch, by the way.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. And then here we have the one non-human character other human character we see dead.
Supposed to be a Federation soldier.
Yes.
What's he doing there? Stan's question.
How'd
he get that deep?
You really haven't seen anything too severe yet, but he got beat by an eye.
Didn't even make it to Kraid. He got beat up by Mini Kraid. Oh, you missed.
I didn't get the quick kill. I got half of it though.
Yeah, you definitely did. You have to like rapid fire 5 super missiles into his mouth.
No, just 2.
Just 2?
Just 2, as far as unless I'm an idiot, but I think it's just 2.
Nah, you just fired 3. He's still alive.
But I think for the quick kill, you do 2.
Really? I did not know that.
I think so.
I thought it was all 5.
It might be, and I could just be lying out my ass right now. Who knows?
There it goes. And that is the last time we'll ever see Kraid again.
Deuces.
I'm not lying when I say that. Like, he hasn't appeared in any other game since.
No, not really.
It kind of went out like a bitch also. Can we just
There was in Metroid 1.5 or Metroid Dread.
You're kind of stuck there, aren't you?
I sit there for a little bit just so we could, if we needed a spot,
Actually, yeah, this is the perfect spot to go ahead and stop right here. Let's go ahead and stop. And we'll go ahead and see you guys for the next video of Unscripted Gaming. Later.